Okay guys, yesterday we got our loom prepared. We had string on our loom. It should not be on the back. If it's on the back, then you have double the work. So make sure you don't put any on the back. It should only be on the front. Today you're gonna need your ruler and some yarn. Remember yesterday I told you to wind the yarn around your hand, and it's in a ball. Make sure this ball doesn't get knotted. Then what you are going to do is you're going to take your ruler and you're going to go over under every other one on your loom. So that's what I'm doing here. Over under. See, on every other string. So basically I'm lifting every other string and putting my ruler under it. Once I get all the way to the end, and my ruler is through, I'm going to lift my ruler on its edge, and I'm going to make sure that every other string is up. Once I make sure every other string is up, I'm going to take my yarn, the ball side, and I'm putting it through underneath the weaving. See how my hands can go underneath there? I'm gonna let my ruler down, and I'm gonna pull the string to the top and use the ruler to push it up to the top so it gets really good and snug in there. You don't want any gap showing. I'm holding my string on the end, pulling my ruler out. You can kind of make sure it's all the way up there again. Then I'm going to do the same thing. So right here, oops, this is really hard to do. Right here, my string is going under, so it's going to go on top now. So I do my ruler on top, and I'm pulling up every other one the opposite this time. If you mess up, there's no fixing it. You have to undo all the way back to where you messed up. So I suggest that if you mess up, or I suggest you look really closely each time you weave, so that way in case you mess up, you can fix it right away instead of having to undo lines and lines and lines of weaving. Remember, I need you guys to do an inch of regular yarn before you get the fancy schmancy yarn to make a good border. So again, I went every other one. I could pull it up, whoops, pull it up, make sure it's every other one, and notice I messed up. Right here I have 2 down. I could see those 2 are down, so I need to redo that. So I have to pull my string back out, or pull my ruler back out, and go back and to where I was and redo it. But it's a lot easier to catch it now than it is to have to wait and redo it later. Okay, so after I have it, I'm gonna double check it again. Every other one, every other one. Are you kidding me? I messed up again. I'm the worst art teacher ever. All right, let's try this again. It's because I'm so nervous. I'm videotaping myself. It makes me so nervous. Plus I have a classroom full of really good students, my 5th hour. That are letting me make this video, so tomorrow when I'm gone, if you have a question, you'll know what to do. All right. I'm looking, and yay, no mistakes this time, every other one. So I take the end of my ball of yarn, I make sure this is propped up, and I put it underneath. Now, this is the key right here. I do not want this part to pull. If this pulls, the whole thing will turn into an hourglass. So I'm going to leave just a tiny little piece out. I'm going to hold on to this with my finger. Got that held like that. And then I'm going to pull so this little piece doesn't get pulled too tight. Then I use my ruler and push it all up like that. If you're doing it right, there will not be any of this green warp thread showing in between this as you go. Okay? It'll start to cover it every time. Okay? Then I'm going to remove my ruler, do the same thing again. When you run out of string, hand me a scissors, please. When you run out of string, you're going to tie in that string. Thank you. So I pretend I ran out of string. I'm going to tie this in just like I would normally weave. Okay, so I'm weaving it over, under, over, under. I don't want to pull too tight. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, and then I'm going to leave that tucked behind. And then after I do that, then I'm ready to start my next string. Let's pretend I got more string. Since I tucked it behind on this end, I weaved over, under, and tucked it in here. I'm going to start on this end. So on this end I'm over, so I'm going to start under with my ruler again. Under, over this time. And go all the way through like that. I should have done a littler example. It wouldn't have taken me so long. When you start the new string, you have to do the same thing. You have to, again, lock it into place by weaving it into place. So I check it, make sure I'm all good. I put my string through. This time, the ball end's going to go through again first. So I pull the ball end through. Now, since I have this little piece, before I push forward, I'm going to lock this one in above. So I'm going to weave it in above where my new string is, like that. Get it close up on that. So see, I just weaved it in above. Okay, so then I'm going to hold that with my finger again, pull it, and then I'm going to use my ruler and push it up. Did you see that? You just died. The whole phone went kaput. Okay, so I pushed that up. And now I'm ready to continue weaving. Okay, hope this makes sense. I will see you tomorrow.